All right, guys, we're out here on High Rock Lake here in Lexington, North Carolina. It is 1:47 on Saturday, May 10th, day before Mother's Day. I have the newest update for the Accuphy live sonar, ping sonar. It is going to be released in Canada first. Unfortunately, it's not available in the United States. I think it's a tariff issue. I'm not for sure about all the details of why it's not being released in the United States. Man, I'm liking what I see here. If you don't know what ping live sonar or Accuphy sonar is, it is a forward-facing sonar. It'll do, of course, forward-facing, down view, and perspective views, just like all the other ones, you know, in the industry. The only difference is you use your iPad or an iPhone, an Apple device. You don't have to have a graft. It is wireless. Right now I have got it on my iPad Pro. The transducer is mounted on an independent turret, a live scanner. I've got a live scanner quad scan where the transducer is mounted on it. It's over the side mount. So far, man, I'm liking what I see. We will go over the app. I'll do a screen record off of the iPad, kind of let you see what it does. This is a wireless. There is a Wi-Fi router, Accuphy router, and it's mounted over here being powered. The Wi-Fi router is what powers the transducer. So the transducer is mounted to the live scanner, and it plugs in to a waterproof connection on the Wi-Fi router that, like I said, 12 volts, powers it up, draws very little amps, and then you just set your Apple device, the Wi-Fi, to the Accuphy router. So what we'll do is we will go ahead and get this screen record on the iPad so I can show you the features. All right, let me show you how I have the transducer mounted. I've got it on a live scanner quad scan over a deck mounted mount. There's our foot pedal variable speed. And what I've done is I've got an LVS 34. I just have it on just out of the way. It's on its mount, but if I want to use a 34 or the ping live sonar, I'll just have to take and move this to here and this to here. So I've just got it set up where it'll only run one transducer at a time. So this is how we have it. Here's our ping Accuphy live sonar. That's how we've got it mounted for our test. All right, so you just go to your settings, Wi-Fi. I've got the Accuphy router 1 for the forward-facing sonar. Once you're connected, you know you're connected to that, you're going to go down here and you're going to open the app up. Well, once you pull up the app, you're going to have the 3 views: panoramic, forward view, down view. Panoramic, of course, is going to be the same as perspective view. So we're going to go to forward view, and here's what we got. I'm going to set, this is going to be the range out. So we're going to go to, I'm going to set it at 60 foot. This here is going to be our same as gain. You know, we can take the gain, do whatever we want with our gain. This is the depth. We go up, down. I'm going to set it at 30 feet because we're setting in 23 foot of water right now. I'll go ahead and come on out here to a little bit deeper water. Now to get into settings, well, first of all, there's your depth reading, and it's reading accurate with the 34 that I have. It's 75-degree water temperature. Yep, that's pretty close. 76, that's what I got on the Garmin unit. 13.9 volts. We can go down here to these three dots, click that, and that brings us into here. We can go into installation. We can set our install depth, just like you can on the Garmin. You know, you can do that. I'm going to set mine at 0. You can set your install angle, because there is no calibration on this like the Garmin. So you're going to have to go in here and set your install angle. Like, you know, if you want to see the splash of your jig, you might want to kind of run it a little bit more downward at a slight angle, and you could probably see your splash a lot easier. I know I can on my Garmin unit, but we'll go ahead and get that nice and level. All right, right now we got interference going on because I'm running at 34, so I'm going to turn it off. And I'll show you how it goes away. See, it's gone. So we have none of them waves in there, all that interference in there. This turns the transducer on and off, transmit. You've got range lines if you want to put them on. I'm going to turn the range lines off. This is our colors that we have. We've got yellow, which is pretty neat. That's similar to what I'm running on the Garmin. We've got blue. There's green. That's a pretty neat color. We got purple. There's red. There's rainbow. I'm going to use rainbow because I think it's going to show up a little bit better. TVG. I've got mine turned off. You can turn it on. Low. There's medium. There's high. I would run it at off or low. I might just go ahead and just put it on low. Let's leave it on low. Here's noise reject. I've got mine at 2%. You know, you can play with that set point. I'm going to leave mine at 0. Contrast is at 43%. You know, you can dial it in whatever you want. I think it looks really good around this 40% range. So I'm going to go with contrast at 40, noise reject at 0, TVG low, and we're going to go with rainbow. And we'll just take those off. So that's what we got right there. You can let them fish. So what we'll do is I'll get a long rod out. We can see where our jig is. There's our jig right there at 10 feet. And see, I can take that live scanner, dial it in. Right there's a fish coming right up at our jig. It's, you know, those are just small fish. But as you can see your jig all the way down. All those bait fish. Man, I tell you, they have really done a good job with this app, and I am impressed. All right, we finished up. Man, we had a ball. That Ping Live Sonar is, man, that's great. They've really improved the app. It's a good way to get into forward-facing sonar without having to purchase, you know, all the graphs. If you've got an iPad or an iPhone, you could use forward-facing sonar, have it out on your boat. If you have any questions, you know, give them to me. I'll try to answer them. I try to answer all questions as fast as I can. Subscribe, like, Notification bell, turn it on. When you turn that notification bell, it will let you know when I post a new video.